Government dismisses MDAs employees with Togo, Benin degrees. Military retirees protest on paid entitlements, shut down finance ministry. Atiku Afenifere criticized Nigerian police as court remands human rights lawyer Farotimi. On the foreign scene, Israel rejects Amnesty's genocide accusation in Gaza as completely false. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news updates. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Now, the federal government has fired some civil servants with degrees from private tertiary institutions in Benin Republic and Togo. The directive affected federal workers who graduated from the institutions from 2017 to date. The Director of Information and Public Relations in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Segun Imoyese, confirmed the development on Wednesday. In August, the federal government announced that only 8 universities have been accredited to award degrees to Nigerians in Togo and Benin Republic. This followed an undercover investigation report in which a daily Nigerian journalist acquired a degree from a university in Benin Republic in 2 months and used it to participate in the National Youth Service Corps scheme. Following the report, the government banned the accreditation and evaluation of degrees from tertiary institutions in Benin Republic and Togo. The federal government also set up an interministerial investigative committee on degree certificate mailing to probe the activities of certificate racketeers. Some members of the Nigerian Armed Forces retirees under the umbrella of the Coalition of Military Pensioners in Abuja on Thursday shut down the Federal Ministry of Finance over the non-payment of the 20% to 28% salary increment from January to November 2024. The retired military officers, who came from different quarters, or rather chapters, lamented the palliatives from October 2023 to November 2024 payment of 32,000 naira added to pension payment of security debarment allowance in bulk and refund of deductions made from the pensions of medically boarded soldiers, among others.
Yes, we share. The grievance brings us under one umbrella. The grievance we're the two entitlements we've been expecting for 2 months. Several promises in the past. This very protest we have failed many months back. We were always able to ease us the body with some defense. We become the last assurance given to us was that by end of November it will be settled. We got the day for November on the day and no indication of when it's gonna come. We had no option than to show our leadership, and we were given the impression that it's all a matter of head bargaining. There is no issue about approval. Approval is accepted.
1 year outstanding entitlement pension increments.
We don't do anything.
The 23 or 28% that was supposed to be given that was approved in July. We have not seen that. The palliative that every Nigerian got during this harsh period, the veterans have not gotten any. So those are some of the things that brought us here. The 32,000 flat rate, minimum wage, we have not gotten any.
The Senate has suspended action on the tax reforms bills following growing concerns from various stakeholders. The Senate further instructed its Committee on Finance to stay action on the public hearing pending the time the agitation in the public space was addressed. It further constituted a special committee to meet with the executive arm and work with the federal government to resolve the issues surrounding the tax reform bills. This was made known by the Deputy Senate President, Jibrin Barrow, who presided during plenary on Wednesday. Following this, the National Economic Council, Nigeria's highest economic advisory body, requested that the reform bills be withdrawn from the National Assembly for more consultations. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde announced the Council's position after the 144th meeting chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima at the State House, Abuja. Makinde said Council members agreed that the bill will be withdrawn as some sections of the country are uncomfortable with some of its sections. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Organization Afenifere have strongly criticized the arrest and remand of human rights lawyer Dele Farotimi by the police. Farotimi, who was arrested on Monday by police from Ekiti State and brought to Ado-Ekiti for arraignment, is facing charges of defamation of character stemming from his book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. In the book, Farotimi alleged, among other things, the prominent lawyer Are Afe Babalola, SAN, compromised the Supreme Court. He was also accused of cyberbullying and defamation, with 16 counts filed against him by the police. On Wednesday, an Ekiti State Chief Magistrates Court, presided over by Abayomi Adeosun, ordered Farotimi's remand in the Correctional Center at Ado-Ekiti while adjourning the case until December 10, 2024. Atiku, in a statement on Wednesday, condemned Farotimi's arrest, likening it to the oppressive tactics of the military dictatorship era. On its part, Afenifere expressed outrage at Farotimi's remand in prison, arguing that Farotimi was entitled to bail for a bailable offense such as defamation. The Nigerian Police Force has denied allegations of smuggling against its Inspector General of Police, Kayode Agbetokun. According to a statement by Olumuyiwa Adejobi, Force Public Relations Officer Agbetokun, the IGP, is not shielding a cartel accused of smuggling suspicious new banknotes from the Central Bank of Nigeria, as been reported.
Force has noted with concern the recent allegations circulating in the media, suggesting that the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Adeolu Agbetokun, PAD, NPM, is shielding a cartel accused of smuggling suspicious new banknotes from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Nigerian Police Force categorically refutes these claims, condemning them as baseless and orchestrated attempts to tarnish the IGP's reputation and integrity of the force. The incident in question, which occurred at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport on August 26, 2023, has been thoroughly investigated. The officers involved, DSP Peter Ejike, a lawyer in charge of Zone 7 Legal Section, Inspector Ekende Edwin, Inspector Esther Okafor, and Sergeant Talabi Kayode, all attached to the Zone 7 headquarters, Abuja, were found culpable and sanctioned appropriately.
Now, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NARCON, has refunded over 301.56 million naira to the 4,936 pilgrims from Kebbi State who performed the 2023 Hajj. Each of the 4,936 pilgrims who participated in the 2023 Hajj exercise will receive a refund of 61,080 naira. The chairman of the Kebbi State Pilgrims Welfare Board, Faruku Enabo, disclosed this during a meeting held to discuss the refunds issued by NARCON. He said the money had already been deposited into the account of the agency for onward distribution to the beneficiaries. The refund is being made in compliance with NARCON's directive to compensate pilgrims for services that were not rendered during the 2023 Hajj. Enabo urged the council chairman to also monitor the exercise to ensure that all the affected pilgrims get their money. He also stated that the exercise will be monitored by security agencies. Now, the House of Representatives has urged the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development to establish a Nigerian Lithium Production Agency under the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act 2007. The proposed agency will develop a vertically integrated lithium industry, create a regulatory framework, and design a lithium value chain policy linking mining approvals to midstream and downstream investments. Here's the report. The House also called for increased funding for the Nigerian Geological Survey Agency, NGSA, to conduct detailed mineral mapping and higher resolution surveys to accurately assess Nigeria's lithium deposits. The motion was sponsored by Representative Victor Obozo.
The House is worried that the country is facing a pivotal moment in its mining industry due to rising global demand for the renewable energy, but is repeating past mistakes in the oil and gas sector by focusing solely on the upstream value chain, losing the opportunities that come with operating the downstream segments. Mr. Speaker, the price of high-quality lithium carbonate increased from $5,180 in 2010 to $46,000 in 2023, with a peak of $68,100 in 2022, making previously abandoned deposits economically viable.
In another motion, the House has directed its Committee on Disabilities to investigate the Abuja Rehabilitation Center and the social protection programs of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. The resolution, based on a motion by Representative Bashiru Daudu, aims to address issues affecting beggars, including inadequate funding and ineffective rehabilitation strategies. Daudu highlighted that most beggars in the FCT are individuals with disabilities alongside Almajiri children, internally displaced persons, and the unemployed. He expressed concern over the failure of short-term measures like arrests and repatriations, noting the semi-functional state of the Buhari Rehabilitation Center. He stressed the need for long-term solutions such as improved funding, rehabilitation, survival allowances, and resettlement programs to curb endemic begging.
The House notes that majority of the beggars are individuals with disabilities, with other contributing factors including Almajiri, internally displaced persons, poverty, unemployment, as well as cultural factors. Concerned that begging is an age-long standing social ill in Nigeria, FCT administration since 2003 have declared war on beggars and used law enforcement to apprehend, prosecute, or repatriate them to their own states.
The Green Chamber also called on the federal government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to urgently address the difficulties faced by Nigerian Bilateral Education Agreement (BEA) scholars abroad. The lawmakers urged the ministry to ensure the timely and complete disbursement of scholarship funds and living allowances. The resolution followed a motion by Honorable Adeshola Adedayo during plenary.
Concerned that there is an increasing number of BEA scholars who are facing numerous challenges in the course of the program. Some of these challenges include delays in stipend payments and shortfall in stipend disbursement, reduction in supplementation allowances, accommodation challenges, health and welfare concerns, as well as late dispatch of new students to host countries that adversely affect their ability to focus on their academic pursuits. Worried that the financial and logistical difficulties encountered by BA scholars abroad are not only detrimental to the academic performance, but it also negatively affects the reputation of the Nigerian government's scholarship programs.
Additionally, the House directed the Ministry of Education and relevant agencies to collaborate with Nigerian missions abroad to establish a dedicated support system for BEA scholars. Now, the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs has assured Nigerians of a better future ahead, despite the enormous challenges in the country at the moment. Sultan of Sokoto Saad Abubakar III gave these assurances while speaking on Wednesday in Bauchi. He spoke at the third and fourth quarterly review meeting of the Northern Traditional Leaders Committee on Health. Trust TV's Adamu Imam has details.
Participants at this meeting agree that renewed collective commitment to communities in the region will result in the country being better off. The idea is that reflecting on shared achievements will help to address challenges bedeviling the northern region.
Work harder, reach out to everybody, and we have peace and stability. Despite the challenges we are facing, we will be better people, inshallah. We will never ever lose hope. We continue to work and continue to pray and continue to change our ways so that we have a good life. That Almighty Allah will be pleased with us and give us the best we ask of Him here and in the hereafter, inshallah.
The coordinating Minister of Health, Ali Pate, is unveiling the federal government's transformation agenda on health in all 36 states across the country. He is confident that the project will improve healthcare in all Nigerian communities.
For this country to be much better than what it is today, to be prosperous into the future. And at the core of that prosperity, good health begets hope. Because without health, there is no hope. And it's the consequence of that that he unveiled a specific transformational agenda just a year ago. And all the 36 state governors of this country signed a compact, and 17 development partners signed a compact with the federal government to focus on improving the health of our population. And His Excellency, the Governor of Bauchi State, did that, and we're joining hands with all the 36 state governors of the Federal Capital Territory to expand the services that will reach to our population.
The chairman of the Northern Traditional Leaders Committee on Health, Emir of Arugungu, Samaila Mohammed Mere, urged member states to improve healthcare service delivery to the people. Donor partners are appreciating the contribution of traditional institutions in the fight against polio virus and other health challenges in the country. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
You're also launching news updates on Trust TV, still to come. Residents resort to public transport as fuel cost impacts private car owners. More when we return. Please just stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now a recap of our top stories. We told you that the federal government dismisses MDA employees with Togo, Benin Republic degrees. We also informed you that military retirees protest on paid entitlements shut down finance ministry. As the holiday season approaches, Nigerians are facing a significant increase in transportation costs, particularly for intercity bus travel. The surge in fares is directly linked to the removal of fuel subsidies, which has significantly impacted the operating cost of transport operators. Victoria Chokolowo spoke to some transporters. Has more in this report.
The removal of fuel subsidies in Nigeria has drastically changed the transportation landscape. Many Nigerians have abandoned their private vehicles in favor of public transport due to the soaring cost of fuel. This has led to the increased demand for buses, motorcycles, and other public transport options. According to data from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, intercity bus fares rose marginally to 0.18% in October 2024, reaching 17,187 naira 62 kobo. This represents a substantial year-on-year increase of 22.12% within cities. Bus fare grew by 0.98% to an average of 908 naira 15 kobo, while motorcycles Okada fares increased by 0.75% to 535 naira 98 kobo. Despite the increasing costs and congestions, public road transport remains the most accessible option for most Nigerians due to its relevant affordability compared to air or water travel.
So now, this time around now, 30,500 from Lagos to Kano. Check them. If you want to drop for Lokoja or Abuja, Zuba, or Kaduna, or Zaria, not the same. So if you want to go east, now where December don't reach. If you want to go east, now the same money. Now the same money, 30,000. The same money if you want to go east. East not be 6 hours. Now the same money. So now where they see this country, the road no good. Road no good. Fuel cost. Diesel cost. Everything cost. Everything does scatter. So what's in there for Nigeria now? Everything does scatter.
Abuja will start Abuja from Lagos to Abuja to Kano, anywhere to Kano. So yes, Kano is last bus stop. We started our area for now. And then Meduguri, that was going to 50,000 naira. So you understand me? Meduguri and Kasina, Sokoto, everywhere.
A lot of challenges. You can't even compare before and now. There is no good road and all these things. And before it was 27,500, and due to the cost of living and diesel and spare parts, it is now 30,500. So, and even the passenger is not that much to, sometimes we are carrying 51 and you say it is not reached that level of the bus that will go that exact 51. So there is a lot of challenges. Seriously, there's no good road, diesel, spare part, everything is now costly. So that is the reason that the transport fare increased.
This particular bus you are seeing, it's consuming about 500 liters per trip from here to north. And that actually, in summary, it costs about 750,000 naira. You understand? So, and we are taking each passenger at 27,500 currently. But I didn't know in other time we may increase it due to, how will I call it, festival season. You understand? So, and there are some challenges we do face.
Transport fare is 30,500. The challenges we are facing now is the bad road. The government cannot fix the road. You understand? We have a bad road. Instead of at least 10 to 12 hours will take you to the north to your destination, but it will take you like 24 hours nowadays, or even 2 days ahead before getting to your destination. So that is one of the challenges we are facing.
The shift from private to public transport underscores the urgent need for policy interventions to alleviate the burden on commuters and create a more inclusive and affordable transport system.
President Bola Tinubu is back in Nigeria after a two-nation visit which took him to France and South Africa. The presidential jet, NAF 001, touched down at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at about 9:19 p.m. local time on Wednesday night. During his state visit to France, President Tinubu and French President Emmanuel Macron signed two agreements that would ensure a partnership on the development of critical infrastructure and the long-term sustenance of agriculture and food security. He also took part in the Nigerian-France Business Forum, attended by businessmen, captains of industry, governors, and some top government officials of both countries, where several partnership agreements were signed. On Monday, President Tinubu crossed over to Cape Town, South Africa, to co-chair the 11th session of the Nigerian-South Africa Binational Commission alongside President Cyril Ramaphosa. During the summit, President Ramaphosa announced that South Africa had simplified its visa processes to facilitate travel for Nigerian business people and tourists, with measures such as 5-year multiple entry visas. Both countries also agreed to urgently finalize the 5-year-old Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) on the early warning mechanism, which monitors threats of violence, acts of criminality, and reprisals involving nationals of both countries. Israel on Thursday dismissed as entirely false an Amnesty International report accusing it of committing genocide against Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Israel's foreign ministry said in a statement that it was instead Hamas's unprecedented October 7, 2023 attack on Israel that was genocidal. According to the statement, Israel is defending itself and acting fully in accordance with international law. But Amnesty said its findings were based on dehumanizing and genocidal statements by Israeli government and military officials, satellite images documenting devastation, field work and ground reports from Gazans. Amnesty said its 300-page report was a wake-up call for the international community and urged states to stop transferring weapons to Israel. Hamas's October 7 attack that sparked the war last year resulted in the deaths of 1,208 people, mostly civilians, according to an AFP tally based on official data. Which one? First one or second one? And in sports, Joe Aribo was on target for struggling Southampton, who got hammered 5-1 by Chelsea at St Mary's on Wednesday. It was Aribo's second goal in the Premier League this season after opening his account in October in a 3-2 home loss to Leicester. Aribo equalized for Southampton in the 11th minute after Axel Disasi had opened the scoring in the 7th minute. Chelsea then opened a 2-goal lead thanks to goals from Christopher Nkunku and Nani Madueke on 17 and 34 minutes respectively. Southampton had a player sent off in the 39th minute, which Chelsea took advantage of as Cole Palmer made it 4-1 on 76 minutes before Jadon Sancho added the 5th on 87 minutes. Southampton remained bottom on 5 points, while Chelsea are second on 28 points. So in sports, despite the financial issues rocking the club, Zamalek FC has declared its readiness for the all-important clash against Aimba United. The People's Elephant will host the White Knights on day 2 of the CAF Confederation Cup this weekend. Zamalek, via its social media on Thursday, confirmed the team's preparation for the game. Quote, "We started preparing to face Aimba of Nigeria." Hassam Ashraf, Zaid Kamal and Saifuddin Jazidi are the goal scorers for Zamalek. The game against Aimba will come up at the Gospel Akpabio Stadium in Uyo on Sunday. That's it for news updates at this time. For more of our news, programs, documentaries, do want to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Shamaka Nwapo. Thank you for joining us at this time. Good afternoon.